Welcome back to Dad vs. Son and our playthrough of Salerno 43. Okay, we're about to go on with turn 13. Unlucky for some. Okie dokie. As you can see, things are messy. We're getting there slowly. Hopefully we can do some pushing through and do something this time. Okay. So the victory points for this turn is 10 plus 5 would be 15. We're on 8. We would need 7 points to win at the end of this turn. Okay, so let's get into it. Weather first. We roll up a 4, which gives us a move of 1, taking us to B, which gives us our 2 hairy planes and all of our fleets, which is good. Our task forces gives us 1 VP because we don't hold Salerno anymore. Duh. Yeah, I was an idiot with that. And the Germans get 1 VP, supply point as well. Rightio, so into the German phase. And we have place reinforcements, and they have 1. Their last one. So there we go. This little bugger here is coming in from the north. So where are we going to put him? He's coming in from the north, so I suppose we'll go up there. So we'll bring him in on N1, like that. And then we have their replacements, and they get 1 tanky. Rightio. So let's see if they have any flippy tankies we need to worry about. And they can't get anything. Nothing there. Nothing there. No, 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 no. No. And no, and no, and no, and no, and no. No. And no, and no. So the tanky, they can bring back something, and they're going to bring back this little fella. See, he is Hermann Goering, and he is a elite single, so he'll come up there as well with his replacement counter on him, like that. Oakley dokley. And then flip ASUs. Okay, so let's have a look at what ASUs they want this time. They've only got the 1. I'm thinking, whoops. Three, 6, 8. That's not much good. Can't go there. If we come up towards the north again, I suppose we'll go for the core. Up there. Like that. So we've done that, we go to their movement phase. Righto, so they want to try and stop us punching up through here. This little fella is going to move into here. This little fella can only move 1 hex, so he will move into here. And this little fella will come on here and go a 1, a 2, a 3, which gets us a Zoc bond across here and Zocs here, like that. And the only way to attack him now is across the river. Now, let's look up this way. Okay, so we have 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 13 there. And we have 5, 8, 12 there. So we'd have at least 20 there. That would be 1 to 1, and they would bring it down. So that's not going to help at all. So maybe we start to simply... I don't know. I don't think they need to move. They're holding people up at the moment. So what we need to do is we need to get these guys back into supply. Okay. Now, if they're out of supply, then mechanised units may only use tactical movement. Non-mechanised are unaffected. Okay. Let's just put this down here. And this down here. That's motorised, not mechanised. And they are all infantry with the Duva. Okay. So this bloke here is going to go 1/3, 2/3, and a half, and over. And that will get him into supply. Now this guy will go 1/3, 2/3. No. Yeah, 1/3, 2/3, and a half. And it costs him +1 to get over. But he can go like this. So this bloke will come down as well. Like this, because we don't want to lose them. So these ones will also come down to here like that. They've used their tactical movement. And this guy will just stay there, I think. There's not much sense in pulling him out. Right, now these guys, he can use tactical movement. So if he goes 1, he's going to be stuffed no matter what I do, really. So let's look at these infantry. It's going to cost them 2 to come out. So that would be 2.5, 3, 3.5, 4 to there. And he's mechanized as well. Dun, dun, dun. So they can use 1, we got? What do we got? What do we got? They should all be able to go through there and then through there and out now. So I'll just leave that aside. That aside. These two, if they go from there to there, well, two and a half across there and into there, and again they should be able to follow. Oh, they can't get across there. Okay, so we'll just leave that all there for the time being. I can't do anything else with them. Now these little fellas here, ba-bum-bum-bum. Now these ones actually go half one, oh, no they can't, they go half, 1.5, 2.5. That's not going to help them. If they go half, oh sorry, a third, 1 1/3 to there, like that. And I'll have to see, but they can cross here, so hopefully they can trace supply over to there. Right, down here we got buckets of trouble. We've got this disrupted unit here. I'm going to put him into full retreat, and he is going to move 4 hexes. Yeah. So sorry. So he's in full retreat with 5. So that would be 2.5, 3.5, 4.5, 5, down to there for the time being. This little fella can cross to here. And that's basically it for him. And this little fella can cross to here, which is basically it for him. And these guys here will pull back to here, like that. And I think that's about it for their movement. Okay, for combat, I don't think they're doing anything realistically. There's nothing down here. They can't afford to do anything here. This is ridiculously, optimistically stupid. And further north, there's nothing up there. They could try and attack into here, but he's in there for 12. And they don't have that much in there. They've got 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's it, and a garrison unit. So no, they're not going to do anything there. So recovery phase, we remove this. Our full retreat man goes down to disrupted. I don't think there's anything else there. And we go to the supply phase. Okay, so again, oh, sorry, this is no longer disrupted either. Righto. So all these guys are in supply back up to here. The same with these guys and all these guys. There's no hassle there. looking down the bottom here, this guy is in supply to the south. At the moment, or no, not anymore. Page 16. The two northern entries plus the friendly south or east area. Okay, well, these are no longer friendly, are they? So let's have a look. Because these are now British. So he can come down and around and along this way and down this way to here. But then he can't get across this way. He can come this way and he can go, can't get across there. He can come up this way, but he can't get through there. So I believe that this guy is now, is now out of supply, because I don't believe these are for them anymore. Okay, these guys here can't trace up this way and can't trace out this way either. So I would say that all of these are out of supply as well. They can't trace north. These ones here. Now, I believe that these can trace, the infantry units can trace supply to here. But can they go through mountainous? Starts in the hex, runs via an overland portion to a road. From there it will be traced along the road. Must always be before the road portion, The overland portion of the line may be up to 5 hexes long. May traverse all types of terrain, but it must not cross an all sea, cross a mountain hex side, unless following the path of a road or using a mountain pass. Enter an enemy-occupied hex, cross or enter an enemy Zokbon, enter 2 consecutive enemy zones of control. Friendly units negate enemy zones of control in the hex they occupy. Okay, so they can't cross a hex side, a mountain hex side, and we have a mountain hex side here. However, we can go this way. This negates, but we can't go through there. I don't believe. No, it's not a Zoc bond. Enter 2 consecutive hexes in an enemy zone of control. Well, this hex is not in an enemy zone of control. So all of these units will be in supply because they can cross into this hex and then cross into this hex, which is the only enemy zone of control, and then they can get out through Potenza. So I believe those ones are all okay. So that is that. And they don't have any supply points left. So we're up to the initial phase for the Allies. So place reinforcements, and for turn 13 we have 4. We have an infantry battalion. We have an infantry regiment, both from the 34th. We have an infantry regiment from the 3rd. And we have the ASU for the 3rd Division. Righto. So these are all coming in on the normal. So this one will come in here. These two will come in here, and the divisional arty is going to come in up here to the north, come into the port. Okay, replacements, they get an infantry for each. Rightio, infantry for each. So let's look to the Americans to start with up here. Now, that's all fine. They're all fine. There, no, that's a special. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. Other Americans here? No, no, no. So the Americans don't have anything there. So let's see what they can pick up over here for an infantry. And they can bring out this one-step unit here. We'll get a replacement marker. And he will come in here. Like that. What else do we have? British. Brit. Okay. We've got nothing here. Nothing down there. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. So nothing for the Brits either. So what can we bring back for them? We've got one little unit here. Like that, single step unit. So he's going to come in on here as well, like that. Right, and flip ASUs. Rightio. So I think we'll flip this ASU again. That's the core one up there, like that. And then we're into the movement phase. Righto. Okay, let's start down here. So I'm going to move up this unit here, and he's going to go half, 1, half, 2, half, 3 to there. This unit is a 1. His defense strength is unaffected, but he's disrupted as well. In fact, when he moved, he could only use tack move. 1, 2. So I only got to there. So this bloke will go to here. This bloke here, half 1, half 2, 3. No. He's just going to come down here with him. This unit here could go half, 2 2/3, In fact, it just comes into here. So half into there, and he is cut off through retreat that way. This fella here is going to go 1 and into there. This fella here is going to go half 1, half 2, half 3, and then use his extended movement, and he'll go to there, like that. This unit here will go 2, 2.5 to there. This unit will move up to here. This unit will come on and move to here, and is half effect. This unit will come on and move to there as well, be half effect. This unit will come on here and move to there and will be half effect, like that. The British replacement here will come on 1, 2 to there. 1 to there, like that. And the American will come on, and he will be a replacement, and he is disrupted, coming on like that. Right, coming over this way, this unit here is going to go half 1, half 2, 1, 2, 3. So that's 3 movement points. This unit here will go 1/3 and into there along with him. And we've got these 2 down here that can come on. And they can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Using extended movement to there. So what I'm trying to do is just cut all of these off so they die by attrition. Okay, these 2 little fellas and these 2 little fellas. Okay, this guy here will go half, 1, 2 to there, along with him. This guy will go to here, along with him, like that, and this guy will move to here. Right. 2 artillery and a little fella. Okay, that's the core artillery. The core artillery is going to go 1, 2, 3, 4 to there, and will be disrupted. They can stay there. This this little fella here. He's going to move over to there. In fact, no. He'll move to there. Just like that. This guy right up the top. No, I don't want to move him. Right, okay, so that's everything down towards the south. Now let's have a look at what we can do up here. Okay, so I've got these guys here, so they've got 3, 6, 7 defense in there. This guy here is going to move forward into there. 1, 3, 4, 5. Okay, these guys are going to move forward to here. In fact, no. They're going to move to here, like that. This guy is going to move into there, and then up to there, like that, and become disrupted because he's moved to this little fella here. Is going to go 1/3 and then down to here, and this little fellow will follow him. This little guy here will wait. This bloke can't really do anything. We need to punch through there. Now, over the river, we don't get anything attacking across for tankies. Defenders are by 2, vehicle units halved, round up. Okay. So let's just see what we've got here first. These will all be halved, round up. This bloke is there for 8. We've got 2, 5 lots. Okay, this bloke will move to here. This bloke will go bang, bang into there, along with this guy. This guy will move forward, like that, and that. Whoops. And that. And that. And this guy will go there. 15. Dum, dum, dum. Did I really want to do that with them? Yeah, they can do that. Okay. And I think that is about it. I'm just trying to up there. I don't have enough to attack into here. Simple as that at the moment. Righto, so we've done the movement phase. We go into the combat phase. So let's start down here. So we've got 3, 4, 5, 13 against an unsupplied disrupted unit. Okay. Defense strength is halved, rounded up. Yeah. So he's got 1. But he's out of supply. Defense strength is not. So we've got 13 to 1. I do not need to add anything to that. So we're at 7 to 1. And we roll up the die. He's got nothing to add. And we get a 1 at 7 to 1. Is a D1 advance 3. So he is gone. So disrupted goes away, out of supply goes away, and he goes away. Advance 3. So it can go 1, 2, 3. And they can do the same. 1, 2, 3 to there. Come and take over from the Americans. We could attack into this guy here, but he's there for 12. We'd be 12. He's out of supply, which doesn't affect him. So that would be, well, that'd be 1 to 1. And then I could add he's in mountainous, isn't he? Attack strength halved. So it would be 1 to 2. If I put the air support in, it would be 1 to 1. And if I put in naval support, it would be 2 to 1. With Warspit, 3 to 1. Or let them wither. I think we will let them wither. Over here, we've got nothing, nothing. We've got 2, 4. They're elite. We would have 9. So their 2, 4 is 8, which is 1 to 1. We'd only have air to add, which would be 2 to 1. I don't think that's worth it at the moment. Same here. This bloke would be 3, 6. We got 9. That's still only 1 to 1. So no, I don't want to do anything there. We come up this way. There's nothing happening here. And if we come up this way, let's see what we can look at here. Okay, so these guys are going across a river. So defenders are double, the vehicles are halved, round up. So this guy would be here for 8, and we would be for 2, 4, 6, 8, which is a 1 to 1. We could, core artillery was there. We could add the core artillery, which brings it to 2-1, offset by their core artillery is 1-1. We add in air power, makes it 2-1, which then gives us a chance to punch through. And they still could not cut off our supply. Maybe, baby. So it comes down to, do I attack here or down here? I think I attack up here. What have I got to lose? Okay, so 2, 4, 6, 8 against 8 is 1-1. Artillery, core artillery makes it 2-1. Core artillery in defence? No, can't do it in defence. That's right. So we got 2-1, and air is 3-1. Got to remember that. 3-1. Okay, here we go. 3-1. And we rolled a 4, which is a DR2 advance 2. Okay, so he is going to do a determined defence. So he is elite, and he has artillery, so he is +2 to his roll. And his roll is a 4, giving him a 6 in other or clear. In clear, I believe. Yeah. 6 in clear is a loss of 1 for him and hold. So he flips, but he holds, which is fair enough. Can't ask for much more than that, can you? So I believe that's that. Okay, so recovery, we rally units. So disrupted comes off, replacement counter comes off, replacement counter comes off, half strength comes off, half strength comes off, disrupted and disrupted comes off. Get rid of all of those. Like that. Okay, and then check supply. So again, we can trace supply back to our ports here for all of these guys. And we can trace supply to the ports, the beachheads over here for all of those guys. Down here, we can trace supply to the south, to the south. He can come over here and then follow this road to the south. So this guy can travel down to the south as well. He can travel down with him because he can come back this way, and this guy can trace it back down through here as well. So yeah, they're all good. Okay, and that is that. So not a great deal happened that time, but we've punched through a bit more, and we're looking at cutting all these guys off unless they can punch their way out, and these guys here. So yeah, dun dun dun, because you're only checking your own supply in your phase. So we didn't do any good there. We didn't get through. Next time though, for turn 14, we have to remove the 16th Panzer Division. That's S22, which means I think we have to remove 16 points of them or something. 12 strength points, equal or exceed 12 strength points. So we'll have to go through and find where they all are and do that. So I'll mark out where all those are before I start the video and go from there. So we're still stuck on 8 VPs. And for next turn, it's still 10 VPs. So that's 7 VPs we need to win next turn. If I can get some units off the top up there in N1, then that's going to be 5 VP. The chances of me knocking the bloke out of Salerno, that'd give me another 2 VP. What else have I got? I got these blokes here. If I can do something with them, then that'll give me another VP. So if I can get 6 points off to the north, 6 strength points, that's 5 VP. If I can take Salerno, that's 7 VP. And if I can take this, that's 8 VP. That's all I've got to do to win next turn. Yeah, I know. Okay, so take care, and I will see you for turn 14 next time. Bye for now.